going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. It is Monday, but it was a good day. At least it was for me. I hope you guys had a great day as well. Let's see. I've got a lot to talk about. I was in Judge Simpson's courtroom again today for Hailey's case, and I actually put the video at the end just so people could trickle in, so I don't have to, say the update multiple times. So I'm not going to say much right now, except that a lot of things did happen today. A few things I can't talk about yet. There's just a few things, and I'll go more into detail about that when I share the clip here in about a half hour. Because again, I put it at the end of the video just so I didn't want to say everything now, and then if people come in 20 minutes, I didn't want to have to say it again. So I did put it at the end of the video. So we're going to watch Eric Martin. Eric Martin was back in court today. And then we have a giant idiot that talks back to Judge Washington. He might, no, I'm not going to say that because that's going to spoil it. And I got another weird one, and then we're going to go into Hailey. So, yeah, let's go. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your chunk cake backflips. Let's go.
Leroy, come on over here by the door.
Oh, I left this guy in it just because this is just kind of funny. This one's short though. It's only 2 or 3 minutes. Eric Martin's right after this guy.
Sir, what's your name?
Leroy Ripper.
All right. This is 241345 and 231300. The People versus Leroy Griffer.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jeffrey Fant on behalf of Mr. Griffer. Wait for a reading, requesting warrants be recalled.
Okay, the warrants will be recalled. I've entered a not guilty plea on your client's behalf.
As these are two matters, he missed the court date on July 24th. He has difficulty with the Zoom process, and I indicated he's got to, either if that can't be arranged, then he needs to appear. The accessory structure is a case that's probably going to be dismissed anyways. He does not have any hold. I've asked the court for a personal bond. I'm sorry, they picked him up at his home.
No new charges. Mr. Griffer, do you understand you have to come to court, sir?
That's why I tried calling on the phone and I couldn't connect with the phone. I tried.
All right. Well, I'm writing on your file. Listen to me. Listen. I'm going to set these for a pre-trial, and I'm saying you must appear in person. Yes. You don't have to worry about Zoom. You know how to get to the court, right? It's right next to the jail, sir. All right, we're going to set these all in person. You must appear in person at the 23rd District Court. I see there's only one violation. He doesn't have any holds.
No.
Sir, I'm going to reinstate your personal bond. Mr. Griffer, I do not like to put people in jail pending hearing. Listen. I don't like to put people in jail on cases like this, right? But if you don't show up to court, you don't give me a choice. So I'm saying you must appear in person at your next date. Are you still on Lauren Street?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send your court notices will be sent to Lauren Street. You must appear at your next court date because they're going to pick you up again. And you're going to end up sitting in jail again. And if you don't show up next time, I'm not going to give you a personal bond. You have to come to court.
I won't be here.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and I've signed the request for a court-appointed attorney, so you'll have an attorney representing you at those hearings. Mr. Griffer, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you give your attorney permission to sign your name on this form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Griffer, I'm going to reinstate your personal bond. This is the only time, though, if they pick you up again and you don't show up to court, I'm not going to give you another personal bond because we have to move these cases and you have to have your day in court. And if you're not coming in, I'll make sure you come in.
It's not gonna be a problem, ma'am.
Got it? All right, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Leroy, good night, buddy.
And now the one and only. Yeah, that guy was just weird. That's why I kept it in there. It was short and sweet. Eric Martin, the sovereign citizen who, just keeps finding himself with new charges. This is a new case. I probably shouldn't have said that. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but brand new case.
Next will be Mr. Martin, Your Honor.
All right, this is 242448, the people versus Eric Martin.
Jeffrey Fanto on behalf of Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin requests that the charges be read, and he is not entering a plea of any nature to this matter. He's asking the court dismiss this matter for lack of subject matter jurisdiction and for a violation of his due process rights.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Martin. The allegation against you in this misdemeanor warrant, it alleges on October 5th of 2024 at the address of 9074 Clifford Street in the city of Taylor, Michigan, that the complaining witness has filed a sworn complaint in this court stating that on the date and location described, the defendant, contrary to law, count 1, domestic violence, did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Kurt Joseph Martin, a resident or former resident of his household, contrary to MCL 750.81, parent 2. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or a fine of $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750.506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Mr. Martin, I've signed an order appointing counsel to you. Mr. Martin, did you go over your constitutional rights?
We went
All right,
in a discussion, but he would not permit me
to sign the form. All right, Mr. Martin, if you require accommodations to use the court because of disabilities, or if you require a foreign language interpreter to help you fully participate in court proceedings, please contact the court immediately to make arrangements. You have been brought to court on a misdemeanor charge, and you have the following basic rights: to plead guilty or not guilty, or to stand mute. If you stand mute, a plea of not guilty will be entered. You may plead no contest with the permission of the court. You have a
No, Alyssa, I'm saving that for the end just for this exact reason. I don't want to say the update and then say it multiple times throughout the video. So I put the Judge Simpson and Hailey case at the end of the video. So there are, I think, 3 clips before that one. So probably in about 25-ish minutes, we'll get to that one. Also, I'm guessing Biggin gave me a shout out at the end of his video. Thank you guys so much for jumping over here. I think I saw him raid Lone Wolf before I jumped out. So Lone Wolf deserves the love too. But thank you guys for coming here. I appreciate it. And thank you, Biggin, for the shout out.
right to a trial by jury and to have the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent, without money to hire an attorney, and if the offense charged requires a minimum jail sentence. Sir, the charge against you does not have a minimum jail sentence, or the court determines that it might sentence you to jail. I have appointed an attorney for you. You have the right to a trial, and at that trial, you have the following rights: to call witnesses to speak for you at trial, and you can get an order signed by the court to require witnesses to come to court. You have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. If you choose not to be a witness on your own behalf, the prosecuting official could not comment on your refusal to testify. You also have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If you plead guilty or no contest and your plea is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind, and you will give up the rights listed in items 3 and 5 above. You have the right to be released on bond. If you are now on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty or no contest, or a finding of guilt is made by a judge or jury, it may result in a violation of your probation or parole. You can be sentenced to fines and jail plus costs. The court will tell you on the record the name of the offense, which I've done, the mandatory minimum jail, there is none, and if any, and the maximum possible penalty for the offense, which I have done. Fines and costs and other financial obligations imposed by the court must be paid at the time of assessment, except when the court allows otherwise for good cause shown. If you are not able to pay due to financial hardship, contact the court immediately to request a payment alternative under MCR 6.425, parent D, parent 3. An appeal to circuit court may be taken within 21 days from the date of sentence or as permitted pursuant to MCR 6.625, parent B. If the sentence includes incarceration and you wish to file an appeal but are financially unable to retain a lawyer, the court will appoint a lawyer to represent you on appeal if the request for a lawyer is made within 14 days of the date of sentencing. Federal law and or state law may prohibit you from possessing or purchasing ammunition or a firearm, including a rifle, pistol, or revolver. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor crime of violence and you are a current or former spouse, parent, or guardian of the victim, you share a child in common with the victim, you are or were cohabitating with the victim as a spouse, parent, or guardian, or you are or were involved with the victim in another similar relationship. The court does have subject matter jurisdiction in this case, so that request is denied. Did I cover everything, Mr. Fanto?
Yes, sir.
And since your client is selecting, Mr. Martin is selecting to remain silent, I will enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf. His bond is to be set at, I see he has, at least the jail records are indicating he has a $25,000 hold out of Brighton.
That's actually, it's NSP Brighton, but it's, the jurisdiction is Ypsilanti. It's a driving while license suspended. I can only guess that that's a typo. There's no felony attached to it. It's not like a driving while license suspended with injury or anything of that nature. I have to believe that's a typo.
All right. Well, the jail will call MSP Brighton and they'll clear that up. But, sir, I'm going to give you a personal bond. Mr. Martin, I'm sorry.
I said that is an illegal warrant. I was at jury selection on this day when Earl Washington said.
All right, 1 second, Mr. Martin, you have a listen to me. I'm trying to protect your rights, sir. You have a constitutional right to remain silent. I don't know anything about that case, and I don't want you to make any statements on the record that might affect your rights. Because anything you say in here can be used against you.
What I got to say. Okay. I wish to exercise my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, and to self-defend myself for these charges you guys are making fraudulent presumptions of. First of all, the warrant's not legitimate. It's not legal, it's not lawful. I was there at the jury trial. If you guys look at that, you'll see it's fact. And just because I didn't say I was a legal fiction corporate entity defendant named Eric Martin, which I'm not, I'm a living man, one of the sovereign people. So because I didn't admit that fraudulent thing and commit perjury, she said, okay, I'm going to do a warrant for Eric Martin, the defendant. So that's what this is about. So it's unlawful, it's illegal.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Martin, I went to law school and practiced law for 20 years and it's not. So listen, on this case, I'm going to mute you so you
answer, sir, please. Every time you open your pie hole, you get it worse trouble. So stay the course, will you?
Mr. Martin, because it's important. You have a $2,500 personal bond. You are to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You can have no contact with Kurt Martin while this case is pending. You cannot purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and you cannot possess or have access to firearms. We will send you a notice of your next court date, sir, to you in the mail. And Brighton, I don't know if they'll come and get you or not, but that's for them to decide. But I'm letting you know those are your bond conditions today.
Judge, he may need an officer assist from.
Can I see that one more time? I'm sorry. Thanks. All right. You have one time allowed to visit the premises to obtain your personal belongings accompanied by a police officer on one occasion. But if the complaining witness in this case, Kurt Martin, lives at that house on Clifford, you cannot return to 90. Do have an exception. You're allowed one visit to the premises to obtain your personal belongings but you must be accompanied by a police officer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was Eric Martin, and no, he'll show up. Eric Martin loves court. He will never pass on a chance to use the court as a platform to spout off his nonsense. So he'll definitely show up. Okay, next one is Judge Washington, and man, part of me is laughing, and then part of me is like, how is somebody this oblivious to what's going on? The ability to read the room is not a difficult one. This guy is oblivious. Okay, let's go.
State of Michigan versus Mason Hurst, case number 22-00651.
Tiffany Woods for the people.
Matthew Mansour, Assistant Public Defender, stepping in for Mr. Lebo on behalf of Mr. Hurst, who I see is trying to unmute.
Hello.
Please state your name, sir.
Mason James Hurst.
Thank you. All right, we're here for a pretrial in this matter. He had been referred in the circuit court. What is the status of that, please?
Judge,
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Sorry, Ms.
go right ahead, Mr. Mansour.
Oh, no, I was just going to relay in the notes to the request. Mr. Lebo was going to request an adjournment for the competency report in that felony.
I'm guessing McDuffie might be on vacation. She doesn't usually miss Mondays. I know she has Wednesday. She's usually off on Wednesdays, or at least maybe she's not in court on Wednesdays. So I'm guessing she just might be on vacation. I think she's allowed to have that. She's earned it. I believe so.
And that date is the 7th of November.
Bro, what the? I'm supposed to get on probation tomorrow?
Mr. Munson, you're unmuted.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Everyone, please welcome the one and only Andrea. Good to see you, Andrea. I mean, how long has it been? I'm trying to do math. My brain isn't braining. It's been about 8 hours since I last saw you. This is the one and only Andrea. Everyone, welcome her to the chat. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
It said I was muted at first. I apologize.
Oh, I probably should make that more clear. This is Andrea. She is the one helping Hailey, and she will be in the video at the end of it. She'll be in the clip at the end of this video.
So when would we like to adjourn?
Judge, I would like to bring up the fact that this has been adjourned several times pending his competency evaluation.
Ms. Wood, Mr. Hurst, are you rolling a joint at this moment?
No, this is tobacco. I have a whole pouch of tobacco. Yeah, let me grab it for you. Here. I smoke tobacco.
Appropriate time for you to do that.
Oh, no, I was already in the midst of it.
Sir, you are in court. Stop it.
Ma'am, I was already in the midst of it and I just turned my phone on and I saw that was my time up.
Okay, all right. Mr. Hurst is going to be held in contempt of court since he just decided he was not going to stop.
No, I'm rolling a cigarette.
I don't care what you're rolling. You're in court.
I'll put it down.
Mr. Hurst will be seen in person for his next hearing.
Ma'am, I have something I'd like to complain about. I've been told 3 different courts for my last court case working through CMH, and I was told I had to be at the courthouse in person today. So I rode my bike to the courthouse and got given this Zoom call and had to ride back here to get connected to Wi-Fi to have this Zoom call. So I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning to ride my bike to come to the courthouse, which I wasn't supposed to be there because they keep giving me the wrong addresses.
Mr. Mansour, do we have a report back for him yet? Do you know?
I'm unsure, Your Honor. I can check right now.
Your Honor, I can jump in. Assistant Public Defender Davi Lebo from Mr. Hurst. We do not have a competency report.
Your client continued to roll a joint or tobacco or whatever he was rolling, despite the court's order to stop doing so until he was completely done and decided that he would stop at that point. When he was done, he would put it down. So he is in contempt of court. He'll be here in person next time. And hopefully we have a competency report by then.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. When will this in-person date be?
I'm getting ready to give you that in a second, sir.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Woods, you were trying to say something as I was asking you to stop talking?
Yes, Judge. I just wanted to bring it to the court's attention that that he was referred to competency, I believe, in February, and that I didn't know if any defense counsel was following up with getting that report or finding out why it's been taking so long for that report to be completed. That's all, Judge.
When did you say the next court date is in circuit court, please?
November 7th, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm trying not to make fun of him too much. I know that you guys are killing it in the comments because he's going through competency evaluation. So, you don't know where the line is and what the potential issue could be. But I mean, yeah, he needs to get better at reading the room though. That was ridiculous, and he's still going. He's just not on screen anymore. You can see him. He's cleaning up the tobacco that fell out of the cigarette right now. Just calm down, man.
I believe we're here on November 12th, right? November 12th, 2024 at 11 a.m. in person.
Okay, so 11 a.m. November 12th. Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
We'll call the case.
All right. We have one more hearing before Hailey's update. Yeah, definitely one more. But let me grab these before we get back into it. Aaron, back in the green. Welcome back to the Green Club. I don't know. I don't really know where I was going with that. But thank you for being a member for 5 months. I appreciate it. Cheshire Cat, thank you for being a member for 4 months. You are awesome, Cheshire Cat. I just said it twice correctly in a row in less than a couple seconds. I think I'm getting better. And Mayor coming through with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Mayor. And welcome to the 5 new members. And then Jedi rolling up 8 months. 8 months. Thank you so much, Jedi. I appreciate it. 8 months. That is awesome. All right. This next case is, how can I explain this case? It's an arraignment. And this arraignment should have taken 5 minutes, but somehow it takes, 10 minutes. I don't know, 15. You'll see. You'll see.
All right, sir. Could you state your name, please?
Dustin Stewart Barnes.
Okay, Mr. Barnes, you're still in the Tucson address on 8th Street?
No, I don't know where you guys got that address from.
Okay, let me update. What is your current address?
Currently, I'm in transition, trying to find. I've got many friends in Payson, in ministry, and I could name off people, but I was just in town trying to figure out where to go.
Okay, how about a place to send mail from the court?
Technically, right now, I don't want the court to bother my dad or my brother, who I just was working for my whole life.
Do you have an email address then that you use?
dsbtucson@gmail.com. I don't check it right now because I'm.
I gotta go back and edit that out. Nobody do anything dumb, please. Don't send him anything. I was too slow on the mute button.
Literally, is what I was told that the Supreme Court says that if you're homeless, you have rights, and so I'm just was been patient and really was trying to mind my own business, sir.
Okay. No phone number either?
Not anymore, no. I used to have a phone.
Okay.
But I needed some time off, and
so do you want me to list that email address? Do you use that email address?
You can list it, you can use it, but if it's, don't send anything to there because I'm not going to check it.
Oh, well, then we don't want to do that, because if I take it, then, and there's no other option to send you court information, then I don't want it to, I'll just leave it as you don't have a residence, you don't have an email, and you don't have a phone.
I'm homeless and I'm trying to find my way.
Gotcha.
And I was told I thought we were getting I would have a meeting personally with a defender, because this is like the second time I've been arrested, one in Scottsdale, one up here. And even when we talked last time, you were telling me to shush. And I'm like, where's my defender? Because I feel like my rights, I honestly feel like I should be pressing charges against the police department.
Okay, so let me put the brakes.
See, where's my defender? And this is like, I'm in here 3 weeks later, and how long am I going to be in here?
Yeah, the good question. We're going to get to that. So I got to get 1, 2, and 3. It's like starting at the back of the alphabet instead of the front. So let me get to that. All right, so to remind you, I would like to have the arraignment today. That takes care of one procedure with you, and it's not anything where you have to make difficult decisions. You just have to give a plea. So let me make you aware of the charges again, which is a resisting arrest, a threatening and intimidating. Those are both class 1 misdemeanors. And then a consumption of alcohol in public. That's a class 2. The felony portions are not, we're not dealing with those today, okay? So
I'm not being coy about it. I said it at the beginning. I didn't want to say the same thing 3 or 4 times in a row, as I was letting people trickle in. So I just decided to put the Hailey update at the end of the video. So far, you've missed Eric Martin, some guy that found himself in contempt, and then this is the 3rd clip. So we're going to get into the Hailey video in about 10 minutes.
So those are
falling off?
Yeah, I would suspect that if they've told you that, because that falls in another court. So if those have fallen off, then they're out there.
I don't know. You told me the last time, and I'll be calm down. You told me they're obviously going to look at it after 3 days, and either they're going to fall off or not. So I'm assuming if you don't see them, because that was the big one, the felony.
Correct. Yeah. Right. So I don't have a felony complaint form in me, so we're not talking about the felony. Yeah.
Okay.
So just these misdemeanors. So the 2 misdemeanors have a maximum fine of $2,500. They have a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and a maximum penalty of 3 years of probation. The class 2 misdemeanor has a maximum fine of $750, a maximum jail term of 4 months, and a maximum of 2 years of probation. On those charges, there is no mandatory minimum on any of them. So that means The court's discretion and a penalty range is 0 up to those maximums. Your options are to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to those charges. Depending on what you plea on those charges is what happens at the next court proceeding, and I'll explain to you what those are. But first, before we do that, I need to get your consent to have this proceeding done by video like we're doing here, instead of an in-person appearance. So this will take care of one court appearance for you if you consent to that. Do you consent to the waiving the in-person appearance and doing it by video?
I'm not sure. I'm about to say no because I feel like I should be, before I talk to you, I feel like I should be in a room with a defender. And so I almost want to say, I really feel like I should be talking to a defender before I even talk to you again.
Okay, sure, I understand.
Because
that.
I honestly feel like I should be doing a countersuit so that, because I just want to walk free, sir.
Okay, so let me explain that to you. As of now, there's no jail time being asked of the sentencing portion.
That made me laugh, probably a lot harder than it should have, but that was good, Aaron. That was good.
Portion of this case, okay? So we're talking about these misdemeanors, and I don't have information from the prosecutor, which is the attorney bringing the charges forward, that they're asking any jail time. So being that they're not asking any jail time as of now, it alleviates the ability for you to have a public defender. Now, if they were asking jail time in the sentencing of these charges, then I would entertain the ability to assign a public defender if you financially qualified for it. So it's two parts. Number one, loss of liberty, but I don't have that. They're not asking jail time. That's number one. Number two is you would have to financially qualify. So I hope that answers your question about why I have not given you a public defender yet.
No, I'm not mad at you, sir.
No, I'm just explaining it to you.
Yeah, I understand that kind of. And so I'm going to ask you, I'm pretty sure since I have zero money that I'll qualify.
Okay.
If you're letting me.
I gave out 5 of them on the 1st. I'm going to give the other 5 away this Friday. So this Friday will be the conclusion of Hailey's court, her case. Well, you know, it should be, and unless something really weird happens, it should be. So I'm going to give the other 5 away on Friday. I was tempted to do it now, but I want to save them until Friday.
I don't know if I should do no contest or not guilty, sir. But all I'm asking is, I really would like to get out so I could talk to some friends.
Sure.
It's fine if you want to charge me stuff right now, because I'm sure you're not going to just dismiss the court, dismiss the charges.
Well, the court can't do that. Yeah.
See, what I'm asking you is, as nicely, is I would love to fight these.
Okay.
Somehow, but I would love to get out and talk to some family friends. Christopher Creed.
I think I can accommodate both of your requests. Okay, so let me tell you what my intentions are. That might help you. My intentions, which is not based on any of what you plead today. Doesn't matter if you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. My intentions are to let you out today. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So know that no matter what, my intentions, you're going to be released from custody. So that shouldn't have a bearing on how you plead to it. Now, from what I heard you say is you want to talk to some friends about it. So I'm inclined to enter a not guilty plea for you, so you can have time to think about it. You can always change your mind later and decide to change.
Okay. I would love to do not guilty.
All right.
And so, like I said, I don't want to threaten that I'm having to. I don't want to countersuit. I don't want to be on CNN.
All right. Let me back up to letter D. Let me back up to letter D of the alphabet because we're on almost Z.
Yeah.
For me to take a plea from you, I have to get your permission to do this by video, okay? With your permission, I can take that plea and do that. Without your permission, I need to order a transport order for you to come back here, and that's going to be at a later date to do that. So if you want to be able to give your plea today to me by video audio, I need you to waive your personal appearance of standing in front of me. Do you waive that personal appearance?
I do. But I'm concerned, am I going to get transported and released in Payson, or am I going to be released down the street here?
You'll be released from where you're at. It's releasing you from custody.
So I'm out here. Okay, that's cool. I can call family and friends from here.
Okay.
I release whatever authority so I don't stand for me so I can get out today.
So you're waiving your personal appearance is what that's called. So you can do this by video.
Yes.
Okay.
So we can do this by video and you'll release me today.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I'm happy with that.
Again, the release has nothing to do with any of this, okay? If you did not waive your personal appearance, then that would have an effect because I would have to honor your wishes to have a personal appearance, which means you may remain in custody until we get you scheduled for transport to give your plea. But if you're waiving that, then I'm intending on releasing you from custody now.
Well, it seems like I should almost wait so you can release me in patient. I mean, that would be the best thing for me. But then again, I need to call some friends anyway, so let's just release me.
There were a few. They all kind of related to being homeless, though. I think the biggest one was resisting. I don't remember what the first charge was. It might have been like trespassing, resisting. The one that I remember was he was drinking in public. But the typical homeless charges that you see.
Okay.
Whoa, guys,
so the second part of that is that you spoke of an attorney. So I told you about there's no jail time being asked right now in a sentencing of these misdemeanors. If that changes, you have the right to a potential court-appointed attorney, okay? But we don't have that right now. So if you wanted to get an attorney, you would have to go hire one yourself. So the waiver form that I'm getting ready to send you does two things. It waives your personal appearance, and it waives your that you want an attorney. Unless you tell me I want an attorney, Judge, I want to go hire an attorney. If you don't want to, then you can waive it now and change your mind a day later. So that's another thing that you can change back and forth.
I'm cool with everything you said. I'm just really asking that can you at least push out the court date to at least like 3 months? Give me some time. Because
I can't do 3 months. I already have the court date, which is November 18th at 9:30. So that's about over a month.
That should be fine.
Okay. So let me back up to letter L now. So you're waiving your personal appearance. We already covered that. And then as of now, are you waiving the reason why I need to know whether you're going to go hire an attorney is I have to schedule you on a different day if you say you're going to hire an attorney, because we cut out different calendar space on the court calendar if you're our representative. If not, then we'll keep that date, but you can change it at any time you want. Let's say you get out, you talk to your friends, discuss it. They tell you not to, or they tell you to get an attorney. Then you can always re-notify us to let us know that you're getting an attorney, or the other way around, that you now are telling us you're going to get an attorney and later you decide not to. But the waiver form, I need to send that to you. So I'll expect your signature either waiving it or not waiving it.
I apologize. I'm confused. I'm like I say, I don't know if I can get some friends to help me with the lawyer or not.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to need a lawyer, or else I'll do my own lawyer. I don't care, but I don't think that's a smart thing. I'd rather have some legal advice, So
are you saying that you're going to get an attorney?
I don't know.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we waive the presence of an attorney as of now, and then when you get out and if you change your mind, just let us know. Hey, I've hired an attorney.
Sounds good. I'll trust you, sir.
And if you don't change your mind, then we'll have you come back to the next court date that I told you on the 18th, and you can talk to the prosecutor on that. If you say you're getting an attorney, you don't get to talk to the prosecutor. Your attorney has to, so you cut that communication off. Does that make sense? So what'll happen is if you plead not guilty, then we schedule you for a pre-trial conference. That's where you come back to court, you meet with the prosecutor, and you discuss the case with them. You can tell them all you want. Be careful, because what you say is self-incriminating. So that, like I was cautioning you before, be careful. So it's still,
even this is careful, right?
This one is almost over, I promise. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 or 3 more minutes max, but he's at the end.
They can see all this.
Correct. Yeah. So you just got to be careful with what you're saying. Okay.
I understand.
So, but at that meeting, if you wanted an attorney to be at that meeting, then you would say, "Hey, I'm going to go hire an attorney." Prosecutor cannot, by court rules, talk to you then. But if you waive that presence, you can have that meeting. You can discuss the case with them. And if they offer you a plea that you like, you can take it. If you don't like it, not take it and go get an attorney. Or it leaves the channel for you. But If you tell me now, then I just have to look at the date to make sure we can fit you in on the date to have your representation there.
I agree. Let's waive whatever so I can get out of here. And
Okay, well, you still would get out. Again, that's already decided, so I don't want you to think it bears on any of those decisions. It
Yeah.
just means, can the prosecutor talk to you or can they not talk to you? And if you waive the presence of an attorney, they get to talk to you still.
they can talk to me or whatever. I don't care.
Okay, so we'll waive it for now, but if you change your mind a day from now or whenever, then you just let the
Yeah.
court know, I've got an attorney and here's who they are. Okay?
And you can't give me another month or anything. That's because I feel like I need some time on this case.
What you can do is when you get out and you start inquiring and looking at it,
Yeah.
send us an email or come in person and write us what it's called a motion to ask for an extension on it. I'll take a look at it and then you tell me the reasons why you need that extension and I'll take into consideration at that time.
And I could also, I'm assuming, come in and do a motion saying, I now believe I need an attorney.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, and you don't have to come in if you can call us, so that's as simple as that goes.
that's cool. I'm kind of gone on phone and on everything, but I've got
Or
family
you
and
can-
friends.
yeah, you
I
can
got
come in.
family and friends that I'm eventually going to call.
Okay,
But
well, you can
I'm
come in
gonna
in
be-
person too. You can come in person. I'm just trying to make it more convenient for you, so.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions on any of that?
No, sir.
All right, so now that you've agreed to do the video appearance, I'll take the plea from you, and I understand you want to plead not guilty, correct?
Correct, not guilty, sir.
Okay. So your pre-trial conference date, you'll get a copy of this, is the 18th of November at 9:30. If you need more time, then you just put the request in between now and that date. Come in person or however you want to do that at convenience for you. So you'll get a copy of your release order. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance on those charges. You're going to get a copy of the personal appearance and the attorney waiver form, and then at any time you can change your mind on the attorney portion of that, okay?
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
No, I'm actually excited to see Globe. I used to work here in the mining industry, so I'm gonna hopefully get out soon, right?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sounds good. We'll get the paperwork sent over.
Thank you, sir. Sorry for the trouble.
No, that's
and,
okay. No, that's all right.
Thank you.
You bet. You want to send?
All right, that did seem to drag on a little bit. Yeah, the judge is awesome. He's always like that. He's always fairly calm. Seen him kind of snap at a few people, but it's generally when they're extremely disrespectful. But yeah, I mean, that guy was just asking a lot of questions. You know, he's clarifying his rights. So the judge wasn't trying to rush him through. And yeah, good on the judge for taking his time and not getting frustrated with it. All right, now what you guys all probably are here for. Next to, just hanging out with this lovely community. Yeah, Hailey was back in court today. I'm pretty sure you all know that by now. I was there with Andrea and Gavin. We were the only ones in the courtroom for a little bit. That was kind of interesting. It's the courtroom's kind of creepy when you're there by yourself. Just saying. Anyways, Andrea was here earlier. I don't know if she still is here. Andrea, if you are still here, just say hi, so we know you're here. But so this was an emergency hearing. They called this emergency hearing yesterday. Now, there are a couple reasons for this emergency hearing. One of them was that Judge Simpson did see the GoFundMe account. So, and there was another reason which I can't get into yet. There's a couple things that need to happen before it comes to fruition, and when it does, I will break the news to you the second that I can. But it's one of those things that you don't want to talk about till it happens. And, I don't, yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't want to go too much further into it, but something amazing is in the works for Hailey. So that was another reason for the emergency hearing today. It wasn't a very long hearing, but we'll get into it and I'll kind of break down what was going on. Some of the things I learned from talking to Hailey and Andrea afterwards. So yeah, let's go. Judge Simpson.
14th District Court is now in session. Honorable Judge Judge Simpson.
Maybe see.
Court does call the case of Spice Tree versus Hailey Salisbury and Gavin Wellesley. You guys want to come up right here?
And good morning, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Palace Law on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, state your names.
Hailey Salisbury.
I know.
Wellesley.
All right. Couple of things happened, and I know Miss Dornbush, you got something. Mr. Wellesley.
That's not true. I go on video every once in a while. I know I've said this 1,000 times. My internet's not the best where I live. So if I ran my video the entire time, it has a chance of lagging up the screen, and I just don't like having that chance. But I mean, if you want to, see, there you go.
You, as I understand it, don't wish to have any other interest in the apartment. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Pardon?
No, sir.
Okay. It's not correct what I'm saying, or you're saying you don't want to?
Oh, I'm saying I don't want to. Oh, sorry about that.
All right. As you were, and the reason I'm saying that is because prior to that, you had basically indicated that you have some place of your own.
I do.
Is that correct?
And I also, I'm staying with my stepfather right now, but I do plan on getting an apartment soon in the future. And I didn't know if me being on this lease would affect that.
All right. We may be able to take care of that. Hailey, how are you today?
Okay.
You're good? All right. You wish to continue to reside in the apartment, right?
If I can.
Pardon?
If I can.
All right.
Maybe.
Oh, hold on. You're not very good about making decisions, are you?
Yes, that is Gavin. That is Hailey's ex-boyfriend, and that is the son of Andrea. Andrea I'm just going to repeat myself. Andrea is Gavin's mom, and she has taken on the role and responsibility of helping Hailey because of the tragic accident of her losing her parents and a few of her siblings. I'm not going to rehash that. If you guys want to hear the entire story, you can go watch the video from Friday. And I mean, the videos are out there, but I don't want to keep hashing on that. But this is just an update of what happened today. But yes, that is Gavin, Hailey's ex-boyfriend.
No, yeah, you're 20. That's why. To get better. All right, let's do this then. Miss Dornbush, since Gavin doesn't want to have an interest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a breakout room with you and Hailey and talk to the two of you. Okay. And do that because I think you might have some information and I also have some. Okay.
Yes.
All right. You can have a seat. All right. The court will stand in recess. And Hailey.
All right. So fast forward. That was a pretty long recess. Now, Hailey and Judge Simpson and Miss Dornbush had a lot to talk about. A lot of it had to do with the GoFundMe. Again, you guys have rocked it. Everyone in the community, all the creators, all the supporters. She was a completely different person today, and you can see that in the video. She wasn't up there scared. She wasn't super emotional. She's emotional, but for a different reason. And you could tell that she had more confidence today. She feels good, and a lot of that is because of the support that you guys have all given her. And yeah, she is extremely grateful. She's shy. She's still shy. I wanted to try to get a few words from her, but it's just one of those things that I'm letting this play its course. I don't want to pressure her into doing anything. Andrea has said multiple times how thankful they are. So I do want to let you guys know that they are extremely thankful for all the support. And I'm hoping, especially if she's still here, she can confirm it. Andrea has agreed to come up on my stream, hopefully sometime this week. If not, it'll be next week, and kind of talk about everything. So we'll get to see her. Let's get back to the case. You know what? I'm bouncing everywhere. I didn't thank Heather for her 5 gifted memberships, and it's been in my head for a minute. Heather, thank you so. Hold on, I got to do it correctly. Heather, thank you so much for your 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Welcome to the 5 new members. All right, sorry that took so long, Heather. All right. So what they're talking about is the GoFundMe and the next steps. So it started off on Friday where they wanted to leave the apartment. They wanted Gavin wants to be off the lease. He never knew he was signing a lease, so he wants to be just done with the lease. Now, after the weekend, Hailey wants to stay. So they're talking about what that looks like, and again, a few other things happened that I can't talk about. Not yet, but I will. It's really big news and it's awesome, but it's too early to talk about it. You're just gonna have to be held in anticipation for a few days. Maybe not a few days, maybe as early as tomorrow. Okay, I think we're caught up now. They come back to court. Let's go. That's really easy for us adults to say. You got to remember, they're barely out of their teenage years, right? I still call them kids. Hailey's 20, Gavin's 21. Hailey asked for Gavin's help, and I don't really think either one of them really understood, what they were doing. Hailey signed the lease, asked Gavin for his help. Gavin didn't understand he was signing a lease, didn't read it at all, just signed it. And that was a big part of the first hearing, where they said Hailey just asked for his help and he just signed it, and that's it. Never had a conversation with him or anything about it. He's never stepped foot in the apartment, hasn't talked to anybody until the eviction process happened, and they called him instead of her. So that's how they even found out about that they had a court date, is he just randomly answered the phone from the apartment complex that he didn't know he had an apartment for. Okay. I think that's a good way of summing that up.
Okay.
Did I say it was an accident? If I said it was an accident, I'm sorry. You guys got to remember, I've been up since 3 a.m. I am exhausted. Yeah, I am not. That is in no way an accident. It's a tragedy. If I did misspoke and I said accident, I am terribly sorry. That is insensitive of me, because I agree with you. That absolutely was not an accident. So I am sorry for saying that. I already forgot. I remember saying, something along those lines. So yeah. But thank you for pointing that out so I could correct it. I appreciate that.
All right. We're back on the record in the Spruce Street Apartments matter, Salisbury, and so it's Wellesley.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I had an opportunity to talk with Hailey regarding this matter. You don't want an interest in the apartment. We'll sort that out maybe by Friday, because you've got a hearing on Friday. All right. With reference to the payment of the arrearage, as well as what may be the lease, there were funds that were collected, and I don't need to mention the amount, but there were funds that were collected. Talked with Hailey, and I think she's in agreement that there's going to be $16,000 that needs to be deposited with the court into court escrow. And
all right, now this is a huge point of discussion. I received multiple messages about this today, because this is part of what I'm telling you that I can't talk about yet. So the reason why Judge Simpson is asking for the entire year's worth of rent, there is a reason for that. Now, Hailey still, nothing's concluded yet. He wants that money put into escrow by Friday, so it's there. And then, however Friday concludes, Judge Simpson will, send, he has the power to do whatever he wants with that, whatever he thinks is necessary for that money. And I don't want to say more because I'm getting really close to spilling some things that I don't want to.
That can be done by certified funds. So, ma'am, you have access to those funds?
Yes, it says that they're pending until, and it says that I've never done that, processing before like that. It says they're pending until the 8th because I can open it right to my website. That's what it says because we initiated the transfer before.
All right. So on the 8th, which is, well.
How exactly do you know the reason? I'm pretty sure it's just me, the court staff, Hailey, Gavin, and Andrea. I don't think, well, you know what, to be honest, I did tell Heather. I don't think Heather told anybody though. So I wonder if there's some speculation going around.
That's tomorrow. So our next hearing.
A total of 6 hours. Washtenaw is 3 hours for me. So it's 3 hours there, 3 hours back. So it was a total of 6. So I woke up at 3. I was on the road by about 5. Got there at, I stopped a couple times because I was running really early. But I got there a little bit before 9 and then left around noon, I think. So 3 hours there, 3 hours to drive there, 3 hours in court, and 3 hours back. So it's about a 9-hour ordeal.
Is on the 11th. So $16,000 of that needs to go into court escrow. That means there needs to be a certified check brought to the court. And then we will hold those funds. Is that correct, Hailey? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to verbalize.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. The other thing in speaking with her is right down the street. She's going to go down to the University of Michigan Credit Union and open an account there. I'd like that so that you have proof of the opening of that account today. If you can.
Okay.
They're quick. Okay. All right. You have a license, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's good. I think that's all they need. All right. And so you need to open an account there. Then they also have folks that, financial folks that can help you with questions and the like and what you have on that. All right. There are some other issues that Ms. Dornbush brought up. I'm not going to have those raised. I don't want those raised on the record. Just see what happens there.
There's just so much that happened this weekend. So much good. Worst case scenario, she has the GoFundMe and she has the year's rent paid, and she has a nice cushion. I mean, that's the worst. That's the worst possibility that can happen now, right? Which is amazing. $25,000. I don't know if you guys have looked at it recently. I actually haven't looked at it since this morning, but it was a little over 25. I think it was like 25 and a half, 25.5, I think. It's just, that's insane. Insane. 48 hours, $25,000.
Regarding that. Also an issue with an agency we're gonna try to get you in touch with regarding furnishings and the like, a nonprofit here, and see what we can do along those lines. We're also going to give you the number to the University of Michigan University of Michigan Legal Clinic to kind of help you manage yourself through some of the legal issues. And I think that was everything we talked about. Is that right, Hailey?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Okay. So, Ms. Dornbush, was there anything else?
Nothing, Your Honor. I think we've covered everything, and hopefully we'll have some additional updates by Friday.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Haley, wait a moment. We'll get all that information to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Court's in recess.
All right. That was pretty much what happened in a nutshell. When I first heard about the emergency hearing, I was a little worried. I just had this little thing in the back of my head, like, why am I saying like? I couldn't really understand why Judge Simpson would call an emergency hearing today, especially with Hailey. Hailey received notice of it on Sunday, so she had a 24-hour notice for an emergency hearing. And part of me was nervous, even though I kept telling myself, like, this is all good news, or it's not possible to be bad. I just kept throwing scenarios through my head. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But yeah. Let's see. What else was I going to say? Judge Simpson did say that he was thinking about this case all weekend. He's like, I couldn't stop thinking about this case. And I think that's another reason why he wanted to nail down some things that were in the works. Like I said, if everything that happened today that was told to Hailey happens today, I can't wait to share the news to you guys. It is unbelievable. But yeah, again, not keeping my mouth shut till it happens. I don't want to jinx anything. Omni, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. All right. Okay, thank you so much, Mayor. I don't know why, but I've stopped putting it in the description. I'm gonna put it in the description of this video, especially because the part of this video is about Hailey. I should already have it in the description. I'm slacking on that, but thank you so much for bringing that up, Mayor. I think that's it. Next hearing's Friday. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm about 90% sure I'm going. Here's the thing, guys. It's 3 hours there, 3 hours back. It's not terrible. I've done it twice now in 4 days. Turning around, doing it again on Friday. It's such a long day. Waking up at 3 a.m. and then coming back and going live, because I don't want to miss the lives, especially on the court crawl days. I'm excited. I want to share it with you guys. But I feel like crap the next day. So on Saturday, I didn't really feel that great. I slept all Saturday night. I missed date night with Heather because I slept all Saturday night. And this is one of those things that I need to make sure that I'm good. But I really want to go. It's just going to depend on how I feel going into Thursday, whether or not I do. Like I said, 90% sure that I'm going. I want to be there, but I'm not gonna force myself to get sick or to feel like shit for part of my language. I don't like cussing unless it's Members Monday. I don't think I have to go too much into it. I think you guys understand what I'm saying. All right, yeah, Friday. That's going to be the conclusion of this case. That's all I got, guys. Let's see who we can raid. Let's Let's share the love. Share the love tonight. Who is available? Oh, Lone Wolf's available. When Lone Wolf's up, he always gets the raid. So, because he raids me every Saturday. All right, we're gonna jump over to Lone Wolf. He is playing Judge Manning. His what is it called? Manic Monday with Judge Manning, something like that. All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm obviously not going to tell you the things I can't tell you, but if anyone has any questions, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I still need to donate the money that was sent to me. I will actually get on that tonight after this stream. I was thinking about that on the drive home. Like, I meant to do that yesterday. And I did not because of the emergency hearing. My mind was fluttered. And then I, was getting ready for the trip this morning. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go calculate everything and I will do the donation. So I can't let that go on any further, especially if you guys trusted me with sending me your money to donate for you. Okay. That's it. Let's go say hi to Lone Wolf. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys all for the super chats tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, Biggin, for the shout out again. I appreciate it. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Yep, that's it. Okay. Have a great night. Until next time. Bye.